Well, hi there, racing fans, and welcome to another edition of Winning Ways. We've got a huge show tonight because we're going to review everything that happened over the weekend, the end of the season, and we're also going to be talking to our host over the next week at Wild Coast, Rob Dalton from Sun International. Now, we go back quite a long way, Rob Dalton and Leff and I. We've known him for, Ravi, what do you call him?
Ravi Dalton.
Yeah.
Great golfer these days. Great golfer these days.
Is he Hindu?
No, he's not. He's funny enough. It's just a great name.
Oh, okay. Great name. Okay, well, just talking about the weekend sports.
You were right with the Lions. I was wrong.
Let's just leave it till this weekend and see what happens.
Yeah, I 10 out of 10 the Lions. They were buried and I was gloating. Not that I wanted the Lions to win, but I thought the New Zealand teams were too good and I was cheering them in the end. They played brilliantly.
Good for you.
And then, of course, Chad Leclerc, world champion again, James, at the 200
Well done to
meter.
Chad.
Yeah,
When's he going to come to watch his horse run? What's the story?
He will do when he gets back. It's quite a tough regime. He's got a new Italian coach, but him and Bert and Geraldine over the moon. Fantastic.
Fantastic for him, yeah.
Fantastic. Great swimmer. Our most celebrated Olympic swimmer.
Cricketers don't look too good. Without Big Vern, they were in trouble.
They blow hot and cold, eh?
Yeah, well, I think it's a whole team.
How many tests are there? Is there a fourth?
No, that's it. That's
we're gone.
And we got a big day.
We're gone.
Today, but
big day.
We'll know the result by the time you watch this. We've got a big show. We're going to go in and have a look at 3 to follow. Right, well, we're going to Kenilworth, and we're going to look at the first race at Kenilworth on Wednesday, 1,000 meters maiden juvenile plate. The conveyor belt just keeps going, and this one looks good.
Yeah, I was speaking to Justin Snaith, and he said to me, he thought Malfort would win, but he said, this is a very nice horse. And this filly that we're going to look at now is called Dynamic Diana.
Let's go and pick her up. There she is at the start, right in the middle of the field.
Yeah, Bernard rides her, and she comes out well. She's sort of in the race, but Malfort, as you can see in the Green Street Bloodstock colours, is very quick. And this is Brandon May, who's getting a few chances. And you can look how quick this horse goes, James. They don't pause for a moment with this horse. And from a long way out, you realise that he was right. Malfort's going to win, or Malforte, whatever it's called, is going to win. But the horse we found, Jim, picks him up late on the outside.
Yeah, bred by Highlands. They had a great weekend, Highlands, and another dynasty. We'll be chatting about them later. But this filly's forte that wins is pure speed, and you'll see this the filly that Bernard Van Herb rides runs on really well at the death, and one run under the belt just shows you what a difference it makes.
Look how far back it is now, James. You can see it's not in the hunt, and Brandon May is already thinking to himself, well, I've pulled off this. And suddenly, have a look at this horse, James. You know where it's coming from?
Yeah. It absolutely runs.
Look at this dynasty. Look at this dynasty come.
It comes right on the outside, yeah. And really, under Hans' ride, you can be with that next time. That looks like an absolute the business. We move on to same race meeting, Hemingway. This was another good winner. Another good second.
The top two do it again. Funny enough, I've spoken to Justin about it, and he said he's going to be a very nice horse. He's just worried that he might not know too much about it. Big horse, and it's a great race between the two of them. Yeah,
La Plaisance from Bredet, the Platinas, and let's go and pick him up at the start.
Yeah, here it is, as James highlighted the colours, just slightly sluggish, but not too slow. The winner is in Bernard Cantor's Silks in the yellow, a couple of lengths off. A big guy. You can see he's a big horse when he's alongside the others. And Bernard Fader gives him a very good ride and gets just to get that extra out when it becomes a two-horse race.
I think there are big raps on this horse. Justin Snaith has said that he thinks this is a horse that really will go right through to the top. And very interesting is that it does come from a bit off the pace, but and slightly impeded with there, and then Bernard just gets him to pick up the bit. and he's in the yellow colours. You can see him there right in the middle of the pack. And just in front of him is the Hemingway, beautifully named, Silvana out of Belong to Me mare. It's got a lovely pedigree. That shows the influence that these overseas horses are having here. But here,
they both get split, one on the fence and one between horse. Just when I was watching the race live, I thought, well, Hemingway's going to come through and win this. But Bernard's got this big horse to think about it, and it becomes a very good race between these two. Two horses trying their hardest, both debutants, very little between them.
Yeah, I'm sure Hemingway will improve from this no end. There's certainly a couple of them that look like they've got some chance of going on and being decent horses there. But the horse that really impressed over the weekend, apart from the features, was Scottsville. During the week at least, Billy Silver. Let's go and pick this horse up. The talk has been out about this horse for about 3 months. And Dennis Bosch, when they talk about their horses, they talk them up. This horse won really well. He pinged the pens.
Yeah, Dennis was wearing his wedding suit.
Yeah.
He really came prepared. It's his Tony suit, his one and only.
Yeah.
And he was in his Tony suit, Dennis, and this Billy Silver, as you can see it. Now, the interesting thing is that, James, it runs in Secretariat's colours. Its half-brother is Eddie Sweat, who was the groom of Secretariat. I think Billy Silver has a link to Secretariat.
Well, I'll tell you what the link is.
So there we go.
Billy Silver was a lead pony that used to lead Secretariat around. And I think this is all Robert Bruss,
Yes.
He bred them, and I'm very pleased that this is a good horse. He looks like he really
The
is
mother
a
was
runner.
very good, James.
Yeah.
And it's a cracking good win. I was pleased my horse Francesco ran third. Sacred Flame was second, but this horse controls the race, James.
Absolutely marvellous win. I think that this will go on and win some races. Dennis doesn't leave a stone unturned. He gets them right, and they come out with it. Put the money down, they win. There are a couple in there behind that you better have a close look at when you watch the replays, because there's some that you can pick up that might actually win some races. Look like quite a nice race. We're going to move on, and I think we've released our horse. This shouldn't happen. We've got another one now.
Let's see this new horse.
Well, if you don't put a saddle on and you know what, you want to ride like a cowboy, you're going to get thrown off like a cowboy. That's what happens to
Yeah,
those.
this guy's...
That's an RG. That's a South American, I can tell you.
He's looking for terra firma.
And he's going to hit it hard too. Shows you they're quite dangerous, these things. They're artistic. Anyway, you can watch a full unabridged version on the Gold Circle YouTube link. And we're going to move on to the Plum of the Week.
Dreams towards the inside. Yes is going to go to the extreme left-hand side. Magical Charm at the 300. The Matador's running a big race on the outside. Roy's Riviera now gets into the action at the 200. Towards the inside, Colour Your Dreams. Magical Charm digging in. Roy's Riviera, Colour Your Dreams on the inside. Colour Your Dreams is coming home hard. Probably going to get up Colour Your Dreams. Magical Charm, Roy's Riviera and a photo, and then came Yes.
Well, if you just kept listening to what everyone had to say, this was the bet of the weekend. Dennis Dry was very, very bullish. He'd prepped this filly for all the girls. It's a syndicate of all the girls, his lady owners. And, she's bred by the Armitages, philanthropist. And you could have got 4-1 at any stage on Interbet. It was a fabulous bet to start off your weekend. I don't know that it got much better after this. But well done to all those girls, the Aries, Dryers, Nikki Bailey, Lorraine Curry, all of them. They all had a share in it, and it was great. The Drews and, all Dennis's wives of his big owners involved
All
in this one.
Dennis's wives. Thank God you put the big owners in, you know. You're giving Den a bit of credit there.
Okay, well done, Den. And it was the business. Sean Veal, I thought, wrote a cracker on it to get it up, drawn one.
He's going through a good patch. Just talking about
He's
Sean
certainly
Veal.
riding very well. The
yeah.
headmaster is at his best.
Absolutely.
Okay, we're going to move on to current affairs because we got, as I say, a big show to get through.
Well, the key features for me are I play a lot of soccer 10s, soccer 6s and soccer 4s on the tote. And the key feature for me is that I can follow online the payouts as the soccer matches are going and see exactly where I stand. And if I see I'm winning a lot of money, I can always back the other team to cover myself as well. So even if I don't catch the soccer 10, I can still make money from it if I'm in a position where it's paying a lot of money. So that is the key thing for me, that I follow the in-play prices and payouts as they go.
Right, well, we're going to move straight into current affairs where we'll do some races and then take a little break as soon as we need to go and see overseas racing.
Right, welcome to Current Affairs, and we're going straight into the Champagne Stakes down in Cape Town, and a success for Justin Snaith. Let's go and have a look at the race.
Set. Outside of that, we got Love to Boogie, Come Fly With Me, Felicity Flyer, Captain's Dove. 400 metres left to go. Hanabi and Varumba, the two in front. Down the inside, we got Nordic Breeze, who's starting to kick. Up the middle of the track, we've got A Time to Dream. Deeper Rod, Come Fly With Me, is also starting to lift. We're into the final 200. Nordic Breeze, a Time to Dream, and up the outside, Come Fly With Me. Felicity Flyer has also taken off on the outside. Nordic Breeze and A Time to Dream left to fight it out. A Time to Dream with a head in front, coming to the line. Down the inside, Nordic Breeze, one late lunge, very close between A Time to Dream and Nordic Breeze. Little in it on the line, and up the outside of that, not in third, came Come Fly With Me.
Well, there we go, and very close race. Justin Snaith having 1 and 2. Carol Bass having 3 and 4,
Yeah.
Brett Crawford having 7 and 8, and 10 and 11 going towards Kotzen. Yeah, but great success for him.
Yeah, absolutely. Bred by Normandy, and Brandon May rode it, and he's he's been given a chance, and I'd like to see this kid winning some races. He's a good kid, and
Looks like Ken
been
Tudor's
battled.
colours.
He's battled, so he's really come on and done very well. But the main focus was over the weekend was the Champions Cup weekend with the Gold Cup on Sunday, and so we're going to go and have a look at the Champions Cup and kick off with that.
World Sports Betting Champions Cup Grade 1, they sent on their way from the 1800 metre marker. Black Arthur hopped away smartly. Sail South is right there. There's 4 of them in line. 10 Gun Salute. Captain America's wide out, trying to make it 5 in a line. They're followed by Table Bay as they settle down to race. Further back in the field is Judicial. And then comes Bella Bella and Marineresco. They travel together. Matador Man is the trailer. Captain America is showing the way by 2 lengths. Sail South second. 10 Gun Salutes back in third position. It's My Turn, Red Sleeves and Cap, and on the outside of that is Black Arthur. Bella Bella, then comes Table Bay. Judicial's further back in the run, and then comes Matador Man. Marineresco's the trailer. He gives them 10 length start in World Sports Betting Champions Cup at the 1800. And it's now now Captain America by 3 lengths. In second is Sail South, 10 Gun Salute, It's My Turn, Black Arthur. The grey Bella, she's got around 7 lengths to make up. Table Bay's on the outside, then Matador Man. They are followed by Judicial and then Marineresco. The homeward bound Captain America leads it. Sail South is second, 10 Gun Salute, It's My Turn, Black Arthur, Bella, Marineresco's got 8 or 9 to make up. And Sail South comes to Captain America. On the outside, 10 Gun Salute. Marineresco's in trouble. Matador Man's trying to run on, but the leader Sail South, and it's Sail South going on. Sail South will win it. Captain America second, Matador Man third, and Bella ran fourth.
Well, what a great race for Brett Crawford, first and second. And James, young Faree, no whip, fantastic ride.
Absolutely. He produced the horse in the middle of the track and just let him run on. The horse is 6 years old, and there's this big thing in this country about, horses are too old to race and this and that and the other. They can go.
Watch the rest of the world.
I think that it's a credit to trainers who keep horses going when they're 7, 8, and 9, 10 years old.
Yes.
Okay, because they've looked after those horses. And why shouldn't they
they
race?
love
And it
to
doesn't
race.
matter how many races they won. The mirror rating system's there.
Yeah.
You can't preclude horses like
That's right.
that from
And
running.
if they're enjoying it, let them race.
Absolutely.
This horse thrived. Didn't get a smack. He thrived.
And he's always been there or thereabouts. So he's always shown that he's just as good as the rest of them, but just needed maybe maturity, bit of luck, but he won this race well.
James, they said that, well, a lot of people spoke to me over the weekend and said that there were horses that ran on Vodacom Durban July Day that didn't fire over this weekend, and it turned out to be true. You know, we saw
a lot of juveniles. We'll talk about
well,
them
not even
later.
the juveniles, horses like, Marineresco, but just touch on Matador Man, James.
Fantastic
I thought it was
run.
a fantastic run. Gets left, it's completely out the race, and it's flying. That's the sign of a good horse, James.
Yeah, and Bella certainly ran a decent race, came from the back as well. But Crawford, 1-2, congratulations. Let's go and have a quick look at the gold bracelet.
Up a little bit to the 1,000-meter marker. Intergalactics on the inside, then Epona, and Bella Sonata continues to trail, and that's racing now about 14 lengths off the leader. Persian Rug opens up to lead by about 5 lengths. Fort Embers raced up into second. Premier Dance on the inside, Witchcraft. Then Captain Gambler, Star Express. Nightingale's got 10 lengths to make up. Intergalactics on the inside, then Epona, and Bella Sonata's the trailer. About to be homeward bound, and Persian Rug brings them in. Fort Ember, Premier Dance, then Witchcraft, Star Express. Nightingale's hooked out to the middle of the track. She's got 6 lengths to make up. Persian Rug still leads it. Fort Ember on the outside, Premier Dance. Nightingale still got her 4 or 5 lengths to go. Fort Ember now comes into the lead. On the outside, Witchcraft. Nightingale's getting going late in the race, but it's Fort Ember. Fort Ember, Nightingale, but Fort Ember's going to win it. Fort Ember won it. Second, Nightingale. Third to Witchcraft. Persian Rug ran fourth.
Well, Elusive Fort certainly turning out some very good horses, and Fort Embers won a very good race. It was a good day for Paul Peter. He had 2 very good horses. Nightingale ran on, and James, she still hasn't won at Gravel.
Yeah, but it just shows you, Paul Peter, he came down here with a couple of horses for the weekend, won some good races, this guy, and he's a very nice man. And,
a lovely guy.
Yeah, and it's bred by Arkansas.
Yes.
And by Elusive Fort, who's turned out to be a very
Elusive
good
Fort's fillies are fantastic.
Very good, yeah.
Yeah, very
good indeed.
Very good, yeah.
Anyway, we're going to take a break, and we will be back after you watch this race. Well, there we go. Now we move straight into Sunday, and what a day's racing it was on Sunday. There were people who said that track this and wouldn't take it and everything, but I thought it turned out to be a fantastic day.
I always enjoy Group 1 racing. I always enjoy the Gold Cup itself, which isn't a Group 1 now, but it's still a great spectacle to watch. And I think, James, it tells us where the 2-year-old titles are going.
Yeah. Well, let's go and have a look at the first one of the grade ones. It's the debutante, and Glenn Cotson's had a bit of a run. My goodness gracious, I think he's had the best season he's ever had, and fantastic for him. Personable young man, and always forthcoming with whatever information he can give you. And lovely to see these owners as well. Hugo Hutting, he's been around for quite a long time. This was his first Group 1, do you know that? His first Group 1 ever. So wonderful for him. Relive the moment. Let's go and see Princess Peach, the Varsfontein bred daughter of Captain L.
Is in the yellow. Winter Watchers on the outside. A Red Enchantment's got the yellow cap. They're followed by Spring Breeze. Neptune's Rain. That gives them about 7 or 8 lengths start. On the inside, Marsala. Then comes Virga, Sesabe and Outlander. That's racing 10, 11 lengths off the leader. They're going a nice clip as they move towards the 600-metre marker, and Fancy Filly's the trailer. Celestina by 3 lengths. Winter Watcher second. Princess Peach is on the outside. Red Enchantment near the rail gets the wake-up call. Light on her toes is the outside. Then Spring Breeze. Neptune's Rain's come out for a run. Still got the 6 or 7 lengths to make up. 300 to go, Celestina the leader, Princess Peach moves in, and then Neptune's Rain, light on her toes, Spring Breeze runs on, Princess Peach the leader, Neptune's Rain's now applying the pressure, Neptune's Rain and Princess Peach over the last 100 metres, light on her toes on the outside, Princess Peach is finding though, Princess Peach won and Neptune's Rain second, light on her toes third.
Yeah, this Captain L really showed resolution. I thought Neptune's Rain was going to grab her, but she stayed on. Very good ride by Richard Free. And as you say, Hugo Hutting and his gang, fantastic. They had the winner on the Saturday, a 2-year-old who was very quick. They got this 2-year-old in. So their day was only starting to bubble under. We didn't realize at the time.
Yeah, it turned out to be a very good day for them, and congratulations to them. We move on to the Queenie, which is a Group 1. And they go 1,600 meters, and this was for the fillies, and this was where you thought that the ones that had the sale on July Day were going to come to the fore. But Dennis Dreyer stepped out, another good one. Dynasty filly, bred by Mr. Engelbrecht, and he can breed some horses, this guy. Jeez, he's a good breeder. We've said so before. Owned by the Mitchells. Let's go and pick it up. And a very, very good ride from Sean Veal from a wide draw. Watch the way he rides this. He deserves all the accolades.
Starter hit the lever, runner's dispatch from the 1,600-metre marker. Frederico's Dream, the grey, is the first one out. Harley's Vision's right there. Desert Rhythm has a good position. Sorceress on the outside, and Folk Dance trying to overcome that wide draw and does so. And Folk Dance goes off to lead them. Frederico's Dream is second, then Sorceress, Harley's Vision. On the outside of that, Lady in Black, and then La Bellamier's near the rail. It's racing about 6 lengths off the leader. Further back is Rock and Rush, and Flickerty by Far's about 7 lengths off the lead at this stage. Then Illegal, Too Fat to Fly, and then comes Just My Style. Merrill is second to last, and Mara's the trailer about 14 lengths off the leader. Folk Dance by 1 length. Frederico's Dream is on the prowl now to get within that half length. Third place is Holly's Vision. On the outside, Sorceress, Desert Rhythms in the blue back fifth. Then comes La Bellamia on the outside, Lady in Black. Then comes Rock and Russian. Flickerty by Far's further back. Homeward bound, 400 to go, Folk Dance. Frederico's Dream, the first one to challenge, and Desert Rhythm pulls out to the middle of the track. Desert Rhythm comes home. Down the inside, Folk Dance still finds. Desert Rhythm, Folk Dance, Lady in Black on the outside, and Folk Dance is running around. Desert Rhythm comes good. Here's Lady in Black on the outside, and Rock and Russian's also running on, but it's now Lady in Black, and Lady in Black just made it home. Lady in Black won its second, Rock and Russian. Folk Dance is involved with Desert Rhythm.
Well, this was a win full of merit. Sean Veal couldn't get this horse in. Wide all the way around, had to wait for his chance. Got a bump and still came through and won, James.
Yeah, this was the best horse on the day in that race. There's no doubt about that. The way she won, she deserved everything. And as I said,
James, Folk Dance looks useful too. Paul Peters unbeaten filly.
I think that the first four all pretty good. And that filly of Canamaz came from Stone Merrill. Have
that
a very
ran
close look
fifth.
at that.
Yeah, I agree with you.
In the future too. Let's move on to the 6th, which is the Premier's Champion Stakes, Grade 1, 1,600 metres. Let's go pick them up.
1,600 metre marker. And the first one out there, pack leader Mujalad is right there. In the thick of things is Warriors Rest. Monkshood's going around them. Purple Diamond is 2 off the right. That's got the yellow cap. Then Chanty Man, Eyes Wide Open. And then comes Sea King. Ancestry's mid-division about 6 lengths off the leader. They're followed further back by Cat's Legacy. Left, right, Good Night is one of the back markers at this stage. And Captain and Master and Boria, they the last 2. About 9-10 lengths off the leader. 1,000 meters to go. Warriors Rest the leader. Monkshood is second with the red cap. At the rail, pack leader, the white cap, Mujalad is 4th, and then comes Sea King. Chanty Man is on the outside of Eyes Wide Open, and they're followed by Purple Diamond with the yellow cap, and then Cat's Legacy, Ancestry and Captain Master. They're going to take off together, 8 lengths to make up. Then left, right, Good Night and Boria. Top of the lane in Premier's Champion Stakes. And that leader is still Warriors Rest. Monkshood, Mujalad moves out. Chanty Man towards the outside. Purple Diamond and Captain Master's hooked right out to make his claim. Down the inside though, Warriors Rest the leader. Mujalad, Monkshood on the outside. Purple Diamond, Captain and Master. Mujalad at the front over the last 100. Boria, Chanty Man and Eyes Wide Open. Ancestry on the outside. They're right across the track. Eyes Wide Open, Ancestry. Eyes Wide Open wanted. Ancestry, then Warriors Rest.
Well, Dynasty strikes again, and so does Hugo Hutting, Richard Free, and of course Glenn Kotson. Fantastic for them. Ancestry again never travelled, ran a great race in second. But James, the interesting thing is, horses like Alistair Gordon's Monkshood beaten 0.65, fantastic run. 10 horses, 4.5 lengths roughly.
No, it was a good race, and it shows that there's no standouts at this stage. I thought this horse won an extremely good race, probably got more scope for improvement.
Yes.
Ancestry, interesting, he's run 3 seconds, 1-1. Joey obviously has had him at his best.
He never
but
travels.
Just doesn't seem
this
to go.
Oratorio never travels.
Might need to be gelded. And Captain and Master, well, he wasn't the same horse.
Yeah,
but,
Warriors Best, the stalemate ran a cracker.
Very good race, yeah.
Yeah.
Then we move on to the Gold Cup. And obviously the Gold Cup is a very important race. But I think history was made here. And I think, as we've said, in the last 2 times this horse has won, the paucity of staying races is really shown up by this horse winning this race. Let's go and have a look at the Gold Cup from the start, 3,200 meters.
Kinan's got the black cap about 6 lengths off the leader with Aramuso Mundo. Then comes Banner Hill, Crambambuli, Fortissimo, the Elme Effect. Mr. Winsome and Trophy Wife, Cool Chardonnay and Royal Honour the last 2, about 10 lengths off the lead. Eland Gold Cup moves towards the 600 metre marker, and it's My World still leading it. In second, Francia, then Let It Rain, Captain Splendid, the Red Sleeves and Cab. Zante, they're followed by Kinan's just got the 4 to go. Banner Hill, Trophy Wife's on the move, Cool Chardonnay. Hermoso Mundo still got about 5 to go. Homeward bound Eland Gold Cup, they into the stretch, 400 to go. My World, Captain Splendid moves in towards the outside. Zante, Banner Hill, Kinan the outside. Hermoso Mundo and Let It Rain. Fortissimo's running on. Zante at the front. Kinan, Let It Rain. Down the inside, Banner Hill. Hermoso Mundo and Zante from Kinan. Hermoso Mundo, Zante, there's nothing in it. Hermoso Mundo's going to win it. Zante second, third to Let It Rain, and maybe Fortissimo ran 4th.
Well, great success for Waiho Mowing, because he's a great trainer of stayers. He's just shown that he's so good. He had 1st and 3rd in this race, and every year he brings up some good stayers, does Waiho.
Well, this horse, and let's just dwell on him for a moment, won 3 Gold Cups as they are, Gold Vase, Gold Cup in Joburg, the Gold Cup. It's 3,000 meters. This horse is a champion.
Yeah,
he deserves every bit of it. I felt sorry for Cole Zechner, because he had ridden the horse twice before, and Waishong got the ride this time, but obviously you've got to stick your booty on.
Yeah.
And well done to Waishong. He rode a tremendous race on this horse.
Yeah.
And the second filly, I thought Gav Larina placed her beautifully to go and win the race. Run. Very unlucky. The 4th filly, Fortissima, definitely got a little bit of interference, about 200 to run from the favourite Kinan, which was dying. And Let It Rain, obviously,
I know James,
the dynasty
I
ran
spoke
well.
to Justin Snaith, Cranbambuli, when the horse went wrong around the turn, from sitting second, around the turn, from sitting second, boom, 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 out the back door. And he said that's what gave that horse a lot to do. But well done to Waya, as I say, he's an outstanding trainer of stayers. And Hermoso Minder, well done to the gang. You saw the whole celebration, Sean Singleton and the two Neil Smiths. And it was a really wonderful time.
Great for them. They deserve it. And they had certainly Neil, the tennis player, had a terrible time. And well, both of them, when they lost this horse at Greyville. You remember a couple of years ago, one of their horses went wrong. And to come back and be able to win this, well, it's a testament to their staying power, the Smith boys. The Smith twins.
Smith boys are lucky
the
together.
two Smith twins, the Neil Smith twins.
Yeah, the Neil Smith, German and an Englishman, in my South African mate. You remember him, the footballer? So lazy, he married a pregnant woman. You remember him? So I know three Neil Smiths. So those are the three Neil Smiths. But well done to all of the partners as well. It's great to see them out there, and a wonderful training feat.
Well, we then capped the day with Umkamazi. We're going to go and watch that from the 1,000.
On the outside, Sir Frenchie with the white cap, and then Sniper Shot, Loretta. On the outside of that is Concealed Secret. Sovar gives them about 5 lengths start at this stage. Quinlan is towards the inside, then Procol Hiram, Zero Dark 30, and Roy's Regis the trailer. And Sir Frenchie certainly not sticking around, has skipped away by 5 lengths. El Mariachi second, Sniper Shots third, Laura Davar's back and forth. Then Sovar. Sovar's getting the wake-up call. Then Quinlan towards the outside, Concealed Secret. Top of the lane, and Sir Frenchie's there by 3. El Mariachi goes in. Sniper Shot comes out. Sovar and Quinlan getting to the 300, and it's El Mariachi who hit the front. Sniper Shot. Sovar on the outside, but it's still El Mariachi, and under the hands it's El Mariachi. Sovar's trying to close it down, but El Mariachi's got it safe. And El Mariachi has won it. The second place is going to go to Sovar. Sniper Shot probably third, and Quinlan fourth.
Well, El Mariachi, a very good horse. He showed it when he raced in the gold medallion of Group 1. He's now picked up the million. He's now picked up the Umkamazi. Done very well.
He won a very, very good race here. And, you thought he had it all on the easy going to the million. Well, this is very impressive. And
real sprint trade, Jim.
Great Britain's produced quite a lot of real sprinters, which actually bodes well for him. He might end up being able to get some decent mares. Looks like you want to send him these fast mares, Captain Al mares and that. And he certainly produced a nice horse. This is a very nice looking horse, and well done to them. Bred by Riverton stud, Duncan Barry. And we're getting the case of wine for that. He said he'll send us a case. As long as we mentioned his name, he said he'll send him a case.
Barry.
Thanks,
Duncan Barry.
Yeah, okay, let's move on. Where the big race of the weekend was the King George, the 6 stakes, and Queen Elizabeth at Ascot. And here, the winner of the Ark stepped out. We said so last week. This will win, and it will win the Ark. Let's go and have a look.
And still towards the rear, My Dreamboat, also Desert Encounter, and the Argentinian Raider 60s Song. Heading up the hill now and passing the 5 furlong marker. And Maverick Wave still with a clear lead over Highland Reel in second. Enable is third. They're followed by Jack Hobbs in the headgear and the all-blue jacket. The white cap of Ben Battle getting closer. Out wide still is Idaho behind his brother Highland Reel. And then further back to Ulysses, My Dreamboat, Desert Encounter and 60s Song. Now the pacemakers coming up as they run into the turn, and it's Jack Hobbs and Enable who stride on alongside Maverick Wave on turning in. Jack Hobbs on the inside of Enable. They're trapped by Ben Battle. In behind them, Ulysses is travelling well. Highland Reel under pressure out wide, and then Idaho. Now Frankie says go on the filly Enable, and is followed through by Ulysses in second place, and Enable powers clear of Ulysses. Ulysses trying to bridge the gap. They run down to the final furlong. Enable on the far side. Ulysses second. Then Idaho running on. It's Enable by 3 lengths inside the final furlong here. Ulysses can make no further impression. And there's Fabulous Filly, a Jewel Oaks winner. And now Enable as the King George. And a 5th win for Frankie Dettori. Ulysses and Idaho.
Well, the Jewel Oaks winner Enable has now taken the King George. James has been on about this horse winning the Ark, and I've been sceptical, but just having a look at the pedigree by Nathaniel, who John Gosden trained, who was by Galileo, who's by Sadler's Wells. The mother's out of a Sadler's Wells mare. And years and years they said inbreed into saddest wells you get in ordinary horses. Well, they've got a superstar now.
Just shows you.
Yeah.
Who knows about breeding?
Yeah.
I want to know the experts. I want to see who knows what's going on.
That's right. Tessio's gone.
Yeah, Tessio's gone, and Charles Fall is the next guy.
Yeah, Charles knows his stuff about pedigrees.
Anyway, that was the King George, and we look forward to...
Will they win the Ark?
Yeah, we'll win the Ark. Yeah. And anyway... Just quick before we go to Robbie Dalton, the soccer. We've got to get involved in this.
Yes, you've got onside
last
SA.
Man standing.
It's called last one standing, I believe.
Last one standing.
Because women as well, last one standing, and you get onto Onside SA website.
Yeah.
100 Rand entitles you to pick a team.
And you can go to, if you're the last person to pick.
You win the
you
trip.
You can go overseas and watch your side play.
You've flown with accommodation to watch your side play a game against any side that's coming on. So it's a way. Budgie will fly with you. Budgie Byrne, who's doing
that's good. I like holding his hand.
Yeah, you can. Do you think you'll win it?
Guaranteed,
you'll be gone within a week or two. They say it won't go 7 weeks, but go on to Onside SA, have a look at the site, put your 100 Rand in, see if you can fluke it. Put 200 Rand in. Try and take 2. But remember, every team you pick each week has to win or you're out.
Yeah.
Great concept.
Great concept. Lef, thank you very much. We're going to be chatting to Rob Dalton. Right, we're going to be talking to Rob Dalton in Your Call. Well, we often get interesting guests in our studio, but none more so than Rob Dalton. Now, for those of you that don't know who Rob Dalton is, you've obviously never been a client of Sun International's as far as the betting tables are concerned, because Rob Dalton looks after, or did look after, the biggest gamblers of Sun International. And Rob, nice to have you in our studio. Can we get credit over the week? That's the first thing we need. You know, you're going to be able to organise the boys a bit of cash.
Yeah, thanks, James. Yeah, no, look, it's going to be a fantastic week, I think. You know, right going back about 5-6 years ago when we started doing it. And it's just grown and grown. And as we know, the guys after the racing season, after the Gold Cup, they really look forward to it. So going down on a Sunday night, which we used to do, now we're going down on the Monday, and it's 2 days of golf, socialising, driving golf balls out of the golf club.
Well, for those of you that don't know what we're talking about the Wild Coast Masters, which has been an institution. The Masters jacket, the green jacket, has been an institution set up by Graham Hawkins about 27 years ago. I don't think I've missed one. I might have missed one, but I've never won the green jacket. Graham beat me at Swaziland the one year. But it is the greatest fun, and it's a great way of unwinding.
Yeah, James, all the years, remember they used to do it up in Mafeking at Mabatu Sun, right, years ago. And it was just the interaction of everybody. I think everybody wants a little bit of that wind down after your whole July racing season in KZN. And I think the Wild Coast is fitting to have it there. They used to have something like the Nashua Masters, and that unfortunately fell away. So what a perfect fit with the Racing Masters.
Now let me ask you, I know that you and I have been friends for many, many years, but how did you get involved with Sun International?
I was right down here in Durban. I go back 1979. And this advert to train to be a croupier, Sol Kersner, Sun City, this big thing in the newspaper. I thought, wow, this is it. And I applied and started training in 1979. And here I am 37 years later.
But from there was a progression because Marula was your first big break.
Yeah, Sun City, obviously the hype in that, 5 years. Then I came down to the Wild Coast Sun for a year.
Yeah.
Then to Bunchu Sun, and then obviously Marula was the big one, and that was June 87. And that's where I set myself up in Pretoria, because it was Marula and the Carousel. Hence the reason us getting involved horse racing with you and Reinkiesfontein and Brian de Villiers.
Yeah.
And from there it's just been an awesome story.
Just about Marula, we used to do some functions there which were great fun, where we had racing evenings, and which you conceptualized. They were great.
Yeah, obviously the guys like Len Farrell, Sean Kenny, and then what Graham used to do is get a whole lot of overseas racing, and we used to redub them at Gosforth Park with names of people in the casino and things like that, and have our own little betting odds. But we used to create all those things. You had to create something exciting and bring all the racing people through, and they all had a little punt, and that's how it's grown. And if you think about it in the racing industry, how we've all got involved with your bigger race days and your bigger events and your international jockeys and now the Met and all the rest of it. And it's just growing. And it's amazing pulling everybody together like that, because they all enjoy the networking.
Well, what happened from there was that you ended up being in charge of all the top gamblers at Sun International. How's that for a job?
Pretty daunting. Sort of around about 1998, what actually transpired when casinos came out of the homelands and they were everywhere else in the country. Peter Bacon was my CEO at the time, and he said, we want to create a position purely based on the relationship marketing, because there is no such thing in the gaming industry and in South Africa. And it was quite interesting. I had to sit and write my own job description. But I mean, with the help of my Rob Rimmer, my HR director, and Patrick Reinecker, my immediate gaming director. And they tweaked it. And, it was just remembering names, faces, interacting with people. Just that I'm a people's person, and that's where it stemmed from. We had our Dirty Dozen syndicate that owned racehorses, so all the croupiers on a Wednesday used to go racing, used to do all the commentary and things like that in the lounge at Newmarket, and it just creates that vibe, and that's what I've loved.
Well, you've been perfect for it because, as you say, you're a people's person, but everyone who's in the gaming industry knows you, and you're so helpful to people. I know that your phone must go the whole time. Complimentary rooms, stay at hotels, golf courses, weekends. You organize all these things for your clients, which is very important to them, isn't it?
Well, yeah, they thoroughly enjoy it. As I say, I'm everybody's best friend when it comes Nedbank golf time.
Yeah.
It's, Rob, you remember me from last year? Those type of things.
Yeah.
Obviously, we spoke about it yesterday with the Lions winning the rugby. Now the final is next Saturday. My phone's been ringing off the hook since 5 minutes after the final on Saturday afternoon.
Yeah.
So, I'll have to get back on Thursday and get that into action. But the main focus for me now is the Racing Masters. Brilliant concept. The green jacket for the guys and the white jacket for the ladies. Freddie Beaver, Mayan Moodley and the team down there are fabulous. Mark Ferguson is my VIP host manager, and he loves it. He plays the game. And I think the next 3 days are going to be awesome fun for everybody that participates.
Now, going back to Sun International and how they've been involved in actually creating this whole gaming industry in South Africa. Sol Kersner, did you know him? He's very interesting man.
Yes, on many occasions. He actually fired me twice. Once at Marula, once at Sun City, but it was certain reasons why when they were socializing and all the rest of it. But absolute amazing visionary, difficult character to work for. But you got to take your hat off to him. He was out here, I think 2 years ago. It was the 50th anniversary of the Beverly Hills, and we invited him up to the Nedbank Golf, and it was really nice chatting to him because I'd just finished 35 years with the company and was supposed to retire, and they said, no, you're not going anywhere, you've got to hang around. So, and what he's done, if you think about all the other opposition companies, you know, in the casino industry, the fact of the matter, we all know each other because we all originated from the Sun International brand. And people move to other companies and things like that. So we work together pretty well.
It would be remiss of me not to mention your wife, Lorraine, because she has probably the hardest job of any woman on this earth, trying to run the family, which she's done very successfully, and live without you most of the time, doesn't she? You know, she doesn't see much of you.
Yeah, in this day and age, yeah, with Lorraine being at home and that, but the history, Lorraine actually started off in London clubs, at the Playboy Club in London as a croupier. So she was in the industry for 25 years, also behind tables, dealing blackjack, dealing roulette, looking after clients, very similar, you know, sort of scenario. And then, you know, as you grow up and there's kids and that, someone has to carry on working and, you know, you've got to share the interests and you've got to share the responsibilities. So she'll travel to a lot of the events, the Miss SAs and the things that suit her and our daughter. And then the golf, and then obviously my son and the golf and the guys. And, you know, the Nedbank golf, she won't attend for the simple reason she'll never see me. Because you're literally on your feet 16 hours a day, and it's just, it's adrenaline. And so, yeah, she's got all her friends, bridge clubs, you know, wine drinking clubs, book clubs.
Yeah, love the wine drinking.
Yeah, so I try and operate sort of where I'm away 2 weekends in a month, and then 2 weekends, you know, home, and we do our own thing with friends, family, things like that. You know, where I try and turn my cell phone off, but it doesn't work so well.
Rob, you've been a horse racing fan as long as I've known you. What do you see in the industry? And where do you see it going? Where's the future for horse racing, certainly in South Africa?
I believe it's growing. I believe it's going to get bigger. And the reason I say that is because, you know, there were a lot of sponsors that were in it over a period of time. But there's a lot of new up-and-coming sponsors that might not want to take the whole event as like the headline sponsor. But a lot of small sponsors that are trying to get involved. And I think your syndication with horse owning is a big thing. It's a big positive because everybody thought it was this, you know, this event and this type of thing only for the elite. It's not. The enjoyment, the fun that people have at events, the race days. I mean, we're getting involved in it more and more. But you get all your different betting companies and things like that. And I just think if everybody pulls together, and I do repeat this, I say, you know, you've got Pumbalela Gold Circle Racing Association. It's like all our opposition casinos. Yeah. Somewhere down the line, we all got to start working together and pulling together because you do that. I mean, you look at everybody now at this Racing Masters. They're from every bit of the racing. There's Cape people, there's Transvaal people, there's KZN, and they're all part of the different committees and the jockeys associations and things like that. And they all pull together and they have a great time. Why can't we do it in the business and the industry as well? Because that alone and what our top trainers are doing with their bloodlines and horses overseas and our links with overseas now, we're just showing we are a force to be reckoned with.
Well, we've always believed that your company has been very helpful to racing. You know, the Jockeys International is obviously a big one every year, and people love that. You're involved now with the Met, the Sun Met, which is huge. And the Met is an event that you'd like to be involved with.
Well, the thing is, this year was our first year, and it, you know, we had huge changes in the company because obviously the European tour came in with the Nedbank Golf, so that was new to us, moving dates to November. Then the contract with the Met was being signed with Rob Scott and all the guys from Pumbalela. And one of the biggest things was, you know, you had the whole of December holidays. So to actually get everything up and running for January was pretty difficult. We all thought it went pretty well for our first one, but watch this space. January 2018 is going to be magnificent. And honestly, they talk about where the crowds dwindled at the Met previously, and it's gradually, you know, we want to turn it around. I've already had the confirmation. Frankie's coming back, and I saw him in May when I was over in
See,
Europe.
he bought a new car, that boy.
Oh yeah,
Frankie, you're talking about Frankie Dettori.
Yeah, brand new Ferrari, and he sent me the picture, and he said, "Rob, look at my new toy." I said, "Bastard." Yeah, but character of note. Yeah, and I love him to bits.
That's what racing's all about. You
Yeah.
meet some wonderful people. And Frankie Dettori, Christoph Soumillon, two of the nicest jockeys you'll ever meet. You deal with them in the Jockeys International. You know, we can't be happier having people like you involved in this business. And it's been a long road, and you've been always most accommodating. And we wish you the very best for the future.
Thanks. Yeah, just as I say, James, with characters like we saw yesterday, and I point them out, your Sean Singletons and things like that, when they get there and they don't just accept a trophy.
Yeah.
You know, it's going back to the McEnroes and that of the tennis. You
Correct.
need characters. And all of a sudden we seem to be having characters in the racing industry. And I think it's amazing. So, yes, all the best for racing going forward.
Well, we wish you the best over the next week. Everyone will be watching what's going on and see what happens with the green jacket. And thank you so much for joining us in the studio.
It's my pleasure anytime, James.
Rob Dalton, we hope we're going to be doing a lot more business with him in the future. Wonderful having him on the show. And as you see, they're great partners in racing, and we should be embracing these people more often because they really do help our industry as well. Until next week, where you'll hear all the results of the Green Jacket and next Winning Ways, have a good week.
Your world of winners is now online at www.teletrack.com. Simply subscribe to log into your account from any mobile device in South Africa and access a wide variety of content from our membership package options. Listen in via a live audio stream, catch live racing locally and internationally, or view a wide variety of Teletrack magazine shows to stay informed and updated on the go at any time. It's never been easier. Go to teletrack.com now.